This one irked the hell out of me. It really did. Y'all don't even know. So, most of you all know who Steven Crowder is at this point. Steven Crowder is the ignorant douchebag who basically has gotten popular, for lack of a better phrase, being a racist douchebag, but being very public about his racist douchebaggery. Okay, he's also the one who's become kind of infamous in the meme where you see something, 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 prove me wrong. It's usually some dumb stuff because he's a dummy. So, of course, because of all the protests, somebody like Steven Crowder would take the opportunity to jump on somebody to see if he can get a viral video. And in this particular video, he probably thought he came out looking good here, but he didn't. And he thought that he had somebody who didn't know what they were talking about. But Steve got thoroughly embarrassed. And then he embarrassed himself after he got owned. Let's check out the video.
You can't draw. I think this, well, that's true. But people can't loot. People can't commit crimes because then that's a violation of other people's rights.
But the police can kill people.
No, they can't. They shouldn't.
But they have been.
They have been. And now people are looting and both are crimes.
No, and now people are rising up. That's what it is. People is rising up. It ain't looting.
Is this rising up?
I'm gonna tell you, is it justice when the black man gotta die for something he ain't even do? Ask that.
No, it's not justice.
No, it's not.
Neither is looting and rioting.
No, I'm gonna tell you what.
Neither is shooting innocent people.
I'm gonna tell you what is looting, and I'm gonna tell you what
breaking into a store.
I'm gonna tell you who is getting treated unfairly.
Okay.
Black people is getting treated unfairly. We built this country, this world, and yet we still getting treated like we animals. That's what's looting. So stealing our time.
What should happen?
Stealing our time. Stealing our time. We could be spending with our families instead of going out here and working these jobs to pay taxes for the same police officers who don't give a fuck about us. That's why the people are looting, because they are showing us that there is no future. Without no peace, there is no future.
Is it art? Is this your business?
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Is this your business?
Thank you, bro.
It's not your business?
The interview is over. I'm gonna start recording. You keep harassing me.
Is this a business?
Yeah.
Is it your business?
Now. No.
Okay. Let's have someone call the police about if it's to find out if it's a business.
Really, bruh? Really? So you get on, and your response is, let's call the police to figure out if this is someone's business? Oh, that's interesting. Because you thought that you were going to be able to use a looting talking point. That's what everybody loves to do. They're more concerned. They want to be able to own you and say, but looting is bad, right? What about the looting? Bro, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't really care about the looting. I don't care anymore. I was at first, I'm like, oh, well, you know, it's wrong. I don't have to explain. I shouldn't have to explain to you that most people, 90%, 95% of people don't think looting is a good thing. And if it's at all possible, they would like to see it not happen. I shouldn't have to explain that to you. But clearly I do, because I also have to explain to people the fact that you're more worried about people stealing inanimate objects, stealing material, money, 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 money. This is quite literally what everybody is referring to when you're talking about privilege. That's it. That's what we're talking about. It is so awesome that you get to be that concerned with Best Buy and Target being broken into. And it's funny because even the police aren't all that concerned with the looting, considering they have barely, if at all, arrested looters in most areas, but have had zero problem arresting the protesters who are asking for reform because the police keep wanting to kill black people with no repercussion. Now, Steven Crowder thought that he was going to be able to use that talking point, and although obviously there was some hyperbole there because it's not like the guy went to damn Harvard, but clearly he went to the School of Hard Knocks because he knew what was up. He said, you know what's looting? Stealing our time to work at these jobs, to pay these taxes, to pay the cops that are killing us in these streets. Whew. And he don't even watch this show, I don't think. I'm impressed. Crowder didn't have a response for that, did he? What's he going to say? Your taxes don't pay police officers. Oh, yeah, they do. They buy the weapons too. Remember, Obama and them gave the military weapons to use on us. So yeah, our taxes buy the weapons too. He was right. Crowder knew it. And so what did he do? Ask someone to call the cops to figure out who's been. No, he asked someone to call the cops basically so they could show up and pop off. He knew what he was doing. Steven Crowder is about as much of a Karen as a Karen could be. That's how Steven Crowder is. And when you ask a question and you get that question answered, your response is, oh, is this your business? Is this your business? Let's call the cops, figure out whose business this is. Really, bro? Really? But he'll be quick to call somebody a snowflake, though, right? He'll be quick to call somebody a snowflake. Where was Steven Crowder at when it was time to call out the Democrats and Republicans for the $4 trillion that they just stole from us? Is Steven Crowder as loud, or was he as loud when George Floyd had his neck stepped on or sat on for a damn 8 minutes? Was he as loud about that? What about the fact that we just saw a lynching in California where the family challenged the police department who said that it's a suicide? Well, why is there blood on his shirt then? It's a suicide, don't ask questions. And then guess what happened next? The brother was killed. The brother of the man who was found hanging was killed, less than a week after challenging the notion that Robert Fuller committed suicide. Where is Steven Crowder as loud about that? At the end of the day, you gotta see the way these people, what they focus on is what they care about. You get what I'm saying, people? What they focus on is what they care about. If they cared about cops, police corruption, and the like, right? There's a long list. Then that is what their content would be focused on. That is what he would be. Why do you feel the need to participate in these protests, or why do you feel other people feel the need to participate in these protests? What about the corruption within police departments? The question that you lead with in interviews like this is the question that you care about. See, Steven Crowder will never be killed for being black. He doesn't care. Steven Crowder can relate to having a lot of money and not having to worry about being killed while being a black man. So he can afford to lead with questions like, what about the looting? Don't ask me a question about looting if you're not going to ask me about these cops out here getting... Bro, there are cops... I mean, look at... Listen. All around the country, we see cops being mad because they can't beat up peaceful protesters, bro. And you're asking about looting? Cops are literally upset because they cannot beat up peaceful protest. Have you seen any cop? Please, if you find a link to this article, I would love to see it. Show me a cop that got pissed off because he said, "Man, they're not letting me arrest these looters, y'all. They're not letting me arrest these looters." Where that at? Y'all seen that video? Glory Jones, thank you very much for the super chat. Crowder's a certified punk ass, and I can't spare much sympathy when clearly no one cares about the looting that was done in Syria, Haiti, Congo, etc. 100% agree. Like I said, whenever you hear somebody like Steven Crowder leading with Oh, the looting. Well, the looting. What about the looting? Oh, what about the looting? Looting. Bro, you know, listen, I used to work at Best Buy. You know how much stuff gets stolen from Best Buy a year? My sister used to work at Walmart. You know how much stuff gets stolen from Walmart a year? You know how many people don't care about the looting then? All of a sudden? But now, because people want an excuse to not talk about the systemic racism that we've seen in this system, to not talk about the police corruption that we are seeing manifest right in front of our eyes in a lot of different ways. See, that's when they want to focus on the looting, because then they don't got to admit to themselves that they have either been complicit in the systemic racism that we've seen in this country, or they've directly contributed to it. And of course, Steven Crowder, as we know, would be the latter. He loves being able to be racist without having to say the N-word. That's his shtick. That's what he does. That's what he loves to do. There's a whole business for that. Once again, when you see the video, listen, we've seen a lot of videos, or not videos, articles of cops literally being upset because they cannot beat up on peaceful protesters. So when you see the article of a cop walk around, y'all, I'm not putting up with this. My police chief will not let me arrest those damn looters. They won't let me do it. They won't let me beat them up. When you see a cop, not ever. Not a single time. They get mad if they can't beat up peaceful protesters. And they'll damn sure be mad. Oh, God forbid the cops held accountable for beating up a peaceful. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. They get held accountable for beating up a peaceful protester. They act like it is Armageddon. And that's because for them it is. I mean, why should they have expected to be held accountable? They've been getting away with whatever the hell they wanted to for decades. So why would they expect to be held accountable now? But this is why it's important, people. Educate yourself. Understand the root of any issue. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to the people who may one day come upon a video where you're being interviewed about the systemic or institutional issues of this country. And I can only hope that you will be as prepared as this young man was. Because, let's be honest, Crowder picked him for a reason, and it wasn't because he was drawn on the wall, because his art was beautiful, by the way, if you didn't get a chance to see it. That wasn't why Crowder picked him. Crowder stereotyped him. He thought that he wasn't going to be able to articulate himself. You know how I know? Because I've been black in situations where a white man thinks he knows more than me and seen the same reaction. I've seen it. He said, "What about the looting?" He gave him his explanation. He schooled him a bit. Once again, in case you missed it, he said, what you mean? Looting? I'm going to tell you what's looting. Whenever we have our time taken away from us to go work these jobs, to pay these taxes, to have those taxes pay the cops that kill us. What about that? Oh, excuse me. Is it your business? Can you call the cops real quick so we can see whose business this is? You can use Google. What the fuck? Really? Whose business is this? Come on, bro. He won't really saying that. He was trying to start drama. He wanted, because he could not rattle that black man, because he did not get the reaction that he wanted, he was trying to call the cops to, one, cover up for his buffoonery, but two, get the reaction that he had turned on the camera for. And it was absolutely disgusting. But I did thoroughly enjoy watching him get home like that. If you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa, don't forget to like the video and smash that subscribe button. Want access to members only live streams, behind the scenes footage, and other premium content? Well, you can endorse us on Rockman Premium, become a patron through Patreon, or you can sign up for the MCSC Premium membership through YouTube. All the links are in the description below. But hey, more than anything else,
More than anything else.
More than anything else.
More than anything else.
always remember,
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Find your balance. Find your balance.
Always remember, more than anything else, find your balance.
Peace.